Welcome back, nerdlings, to Let's Overthink Final Fantasy X. As always, I'm Beth from Fake Geek Girls Game. You may not recall that last time we succeeded at the sport at a certain amount of cost to Wakka's ribs because he is that kind of reckless sports guy who's all, I don't need my cracked ribs wrapped or anything. That's no reason for me to not do a full contact sport. Whatever. Also, I can totally flop over on my back in the water and breathe just fine, which is impressive considering his rib problem as well as the fact that he's underwater. But hey, look, he's okay. That's less okay. Significantly less okay. Those are not the new team. They are not supposed to be here. And Wakka's strength is still unfortunately kind of low. Which means that he's not able to one-shot them the way I want him to. It is very rude of him, and he needs to stop. Fortunately, we can still take care of them pretty readily. That is fortunate because you may notice that there's the quick tank and the status ailments tank, and not what we like to call a healer. They are apparently for losers. Ugh, it's so annoying. He can almost kill them in one shot. It takes him down to like 9, but then no. And then it beats up Tidus some more. Whatever, that's Tidus' life, apparently. They just keep happening. Maybe if I do cheer, this will work out a little better. Yes, that boost to Wakka's strength is just enough to put him over the top. Which is good because this round goes on for like 10 freaking minutes. Just more coming. No, you don't need to leave the sphere pool. You can just keep unexpectedly punching things underwater. You are already all set to expectedly punch things underwater. You'll be fine. You will... Well, actually, they will be fine, but that's no thanks to anyone but me and I guess the game engine, if you must give it credit for making it fairly easy for me to beat these guys up. I don't think you really must, though. You know, if they could attack Wakka, who has, like, all the hit points, instead of Tidus, who really does not possess all of the hit points, that would be awesome. Okay. Finally got rid of those. We get to leave the sports field. Get some XP, get all the power spheres we're going to need for a while. And see what's happening if you're not inside a large ball of water providing entertainment to the masses. Has this suddenly become a gladiatorial combat?
What's happening?
Sudden gladiators, that's what. Well, no. Oh hey, it's this guy. Monsters are like explosions in the respect that cool guys don't respond to them emotionally. Welcome to puberty, kids. Or am I the only one who found that significantly hotter than it has any right to be? See, Cool, Ronin. Don't run away from explosions or monsters.
So, you do know him?
Yeah, best guardian there ever was.
That settles that, although I wonder what exactly makes Auron the best guardian ever at this point, if that's just like a best baseball player ever in that it's highly subjective, or there's some idea of a standard for what did he do differently that anybody is allowed to know about. I mean, yes, he came back, but sort of. But is that really the goal of being the Guardian? I mean, does one really want to come back, or is it just a thing that occasionally might happen to one? As you can see, Wakka's Dark Attack is highly critical for this fight because it bloody counters. Which fortunately does not take down the number of turns of darkness you get. So the dark is even more useful. Especially if you're not walking, as such can get out of the way. Ow. I should have fixed that, but I guess it doesn't matter over much since there it goes. Got some new gear. Okay, we can do this. Tidus, get the wolf. Auron, get the lizard. Oh, come on. We totally could have taken those guys. Gosh, I wonder where his bodyguards went all of a sudden. And why he seems so oddly unperturbed by all this. It's so curious. This is, I believe, the first summoner other than Yuna we see doing their stuff. It's notable throughout that whenever you see an NPC summon, they don't interact with the summon the way Yuna does. That's either a Yuna exclusive thing or a PC exclusive thing that we pretend is a Yuna exclusive thing. And in a rare instance of gameplay and story non-segregation, when you eventually get Anima, this is about what happens. She's slow, but she is murderously powerful. Possibly my favorite summon in the game. The most powerful of the controllable summons. Therefore, naturally, there's an elaborate side quest to acquire her. I also really love the visual design with the arms and the chain and the one blue eye. And there he is, serene and unperturbed, and an enormous asshole. So, he totally just set that up to make himself look cool. Like an asshole. Cool guys don't need ribs.
I can't be lying around in some bed.
To be fair, she's also the best healer you're likely to encounter, so she can keep him in reasonable condition, I hope.
Don't make those faces, yeah?
Would you rather I make silly faces? But yes, the Blitzball season has just started, although I won't be going back to it for a while, because I want to acquire all the best team members before committing, and that's not until close to the end game. God, Wakka, you are such a dad sometimes. Be good, eat your vegetables, brush your teeth.
Are you sure?
Never liked long goodbyes anyway. Sorry for making you wait, Yuna. I had some promises to keep, yeah?
The first we've really heard of promises, but you can imagine that he might consider just knowing that Chapu wanted to win the cup as if not a promise technically, certainly an obligation of some kind.
So, any news on what happened?
Like,
Not
seriously,
really.
I
We
was
don't know
here,
where the
and then
fiends
there were
came from.
monsters.
Maester Micah is safe and sound, thanks to Maester Seymour.
Thanks
about it.
to...
Maester Seymour's Aeon. It was so powerful.
Yeah, that's what a final Aeon looks like. Incredible badassery and emotional issues.
Hey, you! Don't just stand there! All of this is your fault! Getting swallowed by sin, ending up here in Spira, not being able to go back to Xanarkand, everything! I'm telling you, it's all your fault!
Sometimes your job as a quasi-parent is just to stand there and be a wall to get emoted at or vaguely smacked.
You knew my old man, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you also knew Yuna's father?
that's correct.
That's what we've been getting, yes.
Hey man, there's no way. That's just impossible.
Nothing impossible about it.
We've gone over this, Tidus.
Vraska and
It's
I,
not that hard.
together we defeated Sin 10 years ago. Then I went to Xanarkand, where I watched over you. So that one day,
And acquired a really stupid collar to hide his mouth for some reason.
Why
Although I
did it
guess
have
that
to be
means
me?
he doesn't suffer
Jack
from
asked me to.
lip flap disease, where the lines got kind of wobbled so that they would fit the lip flaps.
Is he alive?
Well, yes and no.
It depends on what you mean by alive. He is no longer human. But then, I felt something object there in that shell. Couldn't you?
Is he alive?
You
Is he
must
Jack?
have felt him when you came in contact with Sin.
All kind of dubious. And there's malign paradigm shift number 2, 3. Are we up to 3 yet? Which counts? I guess the
It is. Sin is checked.
this is not Xanarkand counts as only 1. Well, on
No,
the
that's
bright side,
ridiculous.
Tidus,
No way. I don't believe you.
he's better than Obi-Wan since he just told you straight
But
out
here's the truth.
your dad is the final boss rather
You'll see
than
for yourself.
allowing you to find it out in the most traumatic way
Come with me.
possible.
If I say no,
Every story must have an ending.
I don't care about your stories.
Presumably that's just the kind of thing Oren says a lot. Like, God,
I see.
stepdad,
Sorry you feel that way.
why do you have to make everything a story
Fine,
metaphor?
Come or don't come, it's your decision.
Ah! What am I supposed to say? You tell me it's my decision. But I don't have a choice, do I? You're the only one who can tell me what's going on anyways. I have to go with you. I have to.
This really hits a lot of strong buttons for me on the parent and
Irritating.
teenage
I know.
child.
Are you afraid?
Especially the, I'm yelling at you because you're there and I don't have choices. And now I'm sad.
It's alright.
He's not a perfect dad substitute, but he tries a hell of a lot harder and better than Jack did.
Will I ever go home? Back to Xanarkand?
That's up to Jekt.
Which is to say, no.
I'm going to offer my services to Yuna. Come.
This feels unconclusive in a very real way to me, that sometimes when you've been very emotional, there's just no way of neatly wrapping it up. You just kind of have to let it pass. It feels a lot more real than ending it with some kind of pat declaration. And it's also interesting that this is Tidus' first time certainly first time with somebody else, really losing it and being upset, being angry and sad, which is partly that there was nobody else really good to do it with, like nobody who believed him and wasn't Yuna, and
He's gonna stay
partly
here.
Sir
that
Orin
it's
knows him, apparently.
someone he's comfortable
You were
being
right. He did need
upset
someone.
around.
Do you think he'll find a way back to Xanarkand?
In any case, I'll miss
See?
having him around.
I told you, Lulu. Told you he was bound to meet
He's still in
someone.
town, isn't he? I think I'll go see him. Oh,
Whoa.
Sir Orin!
What did you expect, Yuna? He is your dad's guardian. You thought he was not going to come see you?
Yuna,
Sir,
I wish to become your guardian. Do you accept?
You're serious?
You refused.
no. We accept, right everyone?
Of course. No problem at all.
But
It's not
Why?
really surprising.
I promised Braska.
Like I said,
You promised? My father?
you know, why would I want
Sir
to
Orin, you're welcome to
keep
join
an
us.
eye on Braska's daughter? I don't know.
He comes too.
Hi, guys. Howdy.
God, he's trying to,
This
like,
one
bow
I
and be
promised
formal,
Jack.
but he is terrible at it.
Is Sir Jecht alive?
Can't say. Haven't seen him in 10 years.
And he doesn't tell Yuna the full truth for a variety of reasons of his own.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
You are. You don't know which of the things you're looking
What's our
forward to it
idea?
is, but you are.
Where are we headed?
Orin has
Hey,
correctly
come with me.
identified the most competent adult present. Oh hey, it's this scene, renowned in song and story.
Hey, watch.
Hey, she learned! She's been practicing,
You got pretty good.
probably during the game.
You sound
Which,
sad.
like, imagine her sitting between
Yeah,
Kamari and
maybe.
Lulu practicing
Wanna
whistling while
scream?
they look at her funny.
I really don't think that's gonna help this time.
You know, I'm trying to have a malign
You know
paradigm shift.
It's embarrassing
over
to
here.
say this myself,
Busy.
but summoners and their guardians are kind of like Spira's ray of light. A lot of people in Spira depend on us. I learned to practice smiling when I'm feeling sad, you know.
Which puts a new complexion on every
I know.
time, past or
hard.
future, that she smiles.
Yeah. I understand. I think.
Right. Now let's see what you can do.
Huh?
Let's go. Happy
on.
faces. This boat runs on happy faces. We're not getting very far on that happy face. Oh my god, stop. Tidus, stop. No.
This is weird.
Next, try laughing out loud.
What?
Come on, show me.
How do you do that on command? Apparently, with breathing exercises. This scene is really easy to make fun of, but you don't want to act like it's not supposed to be awkward. Like, I feel like it's a very good portrayal of really terrible fake laughter, which was by way of being the point. Now they're just yelling, ha. There we go. That's the giggles. They're such nerdy teenagers with the fate of the world on their shoulders. It makes me sad. Which means I must smile, like Yuna.
I want my journey to be full of laughter.
Which, in as much as that's the rest of her life, sounds like a pretty solid
We
goal.
should get separated. Just whistle. I'll come running. I promise.
That's an interesting reversal, since that's what he said to her, but their relationship is not actually one where just one of them is on call for the other. Yeah.
What are you
Hi,
looking at?
guys.
We were just worried you guys might have gone crazy.
Sorry.
I mean, compared to what?
Well then, all right. Now, we will go to the temple at Jose. And Guardians.
Yes, we will.
Don't
Well,
forget to smile.
eventually. Alright. That's all for now. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.